I guess one of the things that you guys just now mentioned, right, was about bringing games to the mainstream. I think this is a critical point that seems to underpin a lot of Hammerhouse's vision for the future and for the immediate future and long-term future. So, as a gamer myself, okay, now I love gaming almost more than anything, with the exception of my family and whatnot. Now, there's nothing I would love more than to have more people in the community. But I think there's also some anxiety that I have. Okay, I just feel, is it wise to bring in mainstream people? Like, is it wise to bring in the normies? You know, are we contaminating the purity of our community with all these, you know, normies coming in with their normie speak and their general ignorance? Hey guys, I really like Snakes and Ladders. You know, I think that's a great tabletop game. You know, or oh yeah, you all play tabletop. Is it like Monopoly, right? I love Monopoly. I guess how do we balance it out? Like, what is the? I mean, have you guys seen any challenges so far in terms of trying to integrate the mainstream and trying to bring people on board?
I'm still stuck back at the word pure. How pure we are.
I mean,
maybe Pao,
yeah,
you see something.
This is a concern that I personally have. Right.
Personally, I've faced a lot of different type of customers. So, of course, there are a lot of gamers in this community, and most of the time, the gamers fit in quite well. The so-called more casual. Now we're talking about the casual people. I assume them as casual. So this type of casual people, usually they will play among their cliques. So we have chat groups that will include both the hardcore gamers and the casual players. So the casual players, sometimes they would, after a while, be bored playing among their cliques, and then they would start to explore playing against more experienced gamers.
They want to join the big leagues.
Yes, play with the big boys, and then get bashed, and then cry afterwards. They would still continue playing the game. However, that would also be the part where they would decide, should they stay casual or should they go next step to play in tournaments. So that's how we do not pressure them, but we create these events to give them opportunity to join and play with the big boys. So that's how we convert the casual people and not say educate, but let them exposed into playing with people who are more, I would say, well-versed with the rules and get better to enjoy the hobby. And on the art side, that's why we have this art fest. So people who enjoy painting, they actually join our art fest not for the medals or for prestige, you know, not for fame. It's more of for the critics from our judges. So we are trying to incorporate this overall hobby experience. Sorry for the shaking.
No.
Okay. So we are trying to incorporate this environment, conducive environment for both casual people and the hardcore gamers.
You know, like what you said, right, kind of brought me back to episode 2 with Joel. And one of the things that we discussed was toxic players. And one of the things that I said that I like about Hammerhouse, right, is that Hammerhouse do its best to try and moderate as much as possible. I mean, there's limits to what you guys can do.
Yep.
In terms of, okay, so Apa was talking about, you know, transitioning the normies or the casuals into more big boy leagues and whatever, and then so there's this transitionary period, right? And this is the part where it's the most crucial, where if they are exposed to any toxicity, you really like put a damper onto their journey. And you know, maybe from the point of view of Hammerhouse, right? Like, because previously I was singing your praises, but maybe I would like to know from the point of view of Hammerhouse, you know, what are your underpinning philosophies, right? When you kind of come across toxic players, what are you attempting to do? Like, what kind of balance are you trying to strike? Maybe, you know, Alex or Johan, you can take this question.
Alex, you want to take it?
I think our stance has always been, we started off as very casual, community-wise of gaming. I think what we want to promote is fun in the hobby because that's the way it is. We play because we want to have fun. So when it comes to player control-wise, anybody who, of course, disrupts the fun of others, we have to take some action. We do, of course, advise these players on how they can improve their character when they play. Johan, any other inputs?
I think, like what Alex said, to me, this hobby is fun. Usually on the weekdays after a long day of work, you come down, you want to have fun. You don't want to play against someone who is being
belligerent.
Yeah, I cannot use the word.
Being
being an A, so it spoils the fun and
a not nice person.
Yeah. Well, why are you in this hobby when you're not trying to have fun, right? I mean, it may be fun for him to keep bashing people out of nowhere and playing around the rules. Okay, so I think usually we try to observe first as a hammer as someone who is presently in the store looking at these kinds of things. We will usually observe. We usually talk to the person who is not having fun first to maybe warn him. Yes, the victim, to say maybe you can just stop playing with this person, or you can play with somebody else, or if you need me to introduce another person who is better, matchmaking. Yeah. So usually, to me personally, I'll take these kind of steps first before I actually approach the other guy. And if I see the constant behavior from the other guy who is doing these things to multiple people in our community, then maybe we should step up to talk to him. Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing you want is to lose hobbyists. The idea is to cultivate more and to gain more traction for this hobby in a general sense. So creating the conducive play environment is very important for any hobby shop.
I think like toxic players, actually, slowly people will just avoid them. And then the toxic player will just click among toxic players. Then the game will auto-balance themselves.
I mean, that's the dream, but sometimes I don't know if it works out that well. I think we all have experiences, negative experiences.
That one is because there's no toxic partner for him to pair with.
You and I telepathy. You know, I know.
I think everybody here on the table know.
We are zapping. Yeah, we are all zapping to each other. Okay.
He who shall not be named.
It's a Lord Voldemort of the community, but
I think every group has their own bunch of people like that.
Yeah.
I mean, every community will have toxic players. Mahjong also have, I tell you, Mahjong also have one. So it's just how we deal with it. Yeah.
Like one of the things Gaddafi says here, it's a tricky situation. Toxic players are also customers, which
it's true.
I mean,
it's true.
It's absolutely a crucial point, right? And as per what Alex says as well, it's you want to grow the community, right? I mean, the idea, the hope is that you will move this player out of their toxicity. You can change them a little bit, inspire them to be a little bit better towards other people, to the community. Doesn't always happen. Once in a while, maybe you can motivate one or two person to say, hey, please stop this behavior, and you like, why not try to have a pleasant experience for everyone across the board. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I think as the store, you guys will have the very challenging task of sifting through all of this and trying to balance it out. This topic are generating a lot of conversation.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just go through some of it first. We can respond to some of it. Okay. So Christine Chan. Okay, I think sometimes the issue is an expectation thing. Like some people only have one game mode to win at all costs versus someone who is more casual and noob. Okay. Then she also mentioned, I think regarding to Apao's comment about toxic players pooling together. LMAO, let them fight. Okay. And after that, we have the new Verulax. I don't know who's this fella, but he mentioned the newbie smasher. Okay, Wenhao. Okay, the good thing about the way games are set up, if you face a toxic player and didn't like it, you can always avoid the next LFG. In long, toxic player will find themselves out. Hopefully, make a better community for change. This part about the finding LFG, like sometimes it doesn't really work out.
Yes.
So nicely, right? I mean. Eventually, this could happen. I guess the challenging part is at a time when the newbie green to the world like a lamb to slaughter. Says LFG, and then this toxic player, hey,
Let's go.
Fresh
let's go,
meat.
fresh meat, okay? I'm just picking you off the rack and then slaughter, okay? Slaughter this fresh little
And
lamb.
sometimes it just takes one game for that new person to just turn away from the hobby.
that's the thing, right? And that's like, oh my god.
Yeah, guys, that's why long ago, when I started out this hobby, there was this person called John who is now sitting across me. He's the one that protected all these new bloods. So we created a community just for new bloods, and I think that's the way it should be, the most conducive environment for them to learn and grow.
Yeah, we were under his wings.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I have created some positive change. I am now either the granddaddy or the daddy of some of them. I'm either the granddaddy generation or the daddy generation. Okay, one or the other. But yeah, I mean, but even back then, it was a challenge lah. But for me, I didn't have the unique challenges that you guys have. So firstly, I did not run a game store. I could just call people out, and you guys know me lah. I'm the type who just sound out one. I don't give face. I mean, I'm a generally nice and respectful person. I guess you all can attest to that. But if you decide you want to play punk, right, it's like, hey bro, there's no space for you in this world for you to go and play this kind of shenanigans. I will make sure that my mind is spoken. Now for me, I can be kind of like non-political about it because I don't have a store to run.
Yeah,
right?
you don't have to worry about the reputation.
Right, I don't have to and for me, the objective is very clear. I want to shield my younger players, back then we called the young bloods, from toxicity, because I really want to grow the hobby. That was my one and only goal, which is just to get more people into the hobby. And the last thing I want, right, is for some,
Rotten egg.
yeah, rotten egg, some bad shit, right, to just come in and just ruin the show for everybody. So I guess different challenges for different times and for different situations also. Okay, John's iron wings under his armpit, literally.
Yeah, where it's warm
I
and
mean,
nice.
I
Smell good.
I
man.
think it's not very apparent, but actually I'm very tall. Can't really tell from me sitting down. Yeah, but I'm actually 194 cm tall. So yes,
Giant.
People are generally under my. I mean that. By the way, that contributes greatly to my no giving face. I mean, I'm gladly use my height as an intimidation factor. I don't care one. Okay, I use all my natural advantages. Okay. Oh, when you ask for gameplay, he doesn't put his name in. Yeah, okay, that's also another thing. All right. One of the things that, as we talk about. Oh, by the way, Apple, do you have anything you want to add, or Alex, any other topics, any other word that you want to get into this particular topic?
Toxic topic.
I think I'm done with toxic. Yeah.
Yes.
So
no more
for me, right now, maybe we also shift gears a little bit. I mean, I want to be perfectly honest here, right? Some of the other game stores really just rubs me the wrong way, and I want to really highlight. I want to really drive this point in about like the differences between Hammerhouse and the other game stores around Singapore. Before Hammerhouse came on board, right, I had a lot of issues with a lot of the other gaming stores. So-called back then being a quote-unquote leader of the community, because I was, like helping the young bloods. Back then I was part of the ETC team. Or maybe not say leader but certainly a member, or someone who is
on the council.
Or on the council okay, so to speak. I mean, certainly organizing events, tournaments, play sessions, and so on and so forth. All these were part of my repertoire, part of the things that I did. And I always had to work with various game stores, and over time, right, it just becomes a severely unpleasant experience. And I can tell you one thing, right, the number one issue with all of them is they just don't like veteran gamers. This is just the number one issue. So a couple of things are, veteran gamers already have the miniatures ready, right? So they stop buying, or at least they buy less.
Yes.
And this is part of the reason why I want to bring new blood to come in, right? Which is, they come in, they go to your store, they participate in events, then hopefully they buy, right? But I cannot control people what they buy or what they don't buy.
Yes.
Right. If they go Taobao, buy 3D printed stuff, what do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to stop them? This is the part that I particularly dislike about working with some of the other gaming stores. And I'd like to happily report, right, that Hammerhouse had none of this. Every time, I've since kind of like semi-retired from organizing, but there are a lot of things that when I do with Hammerhouse, I don't face any such restrictions. I don't face this kind of criticism. I don't get pressure from Alex to, hey, how come your gamers aren't buying stuff, and all these sort of things. So one thing, kudos to you, Alex, and to the team here also lah. Yeah.
Yeah, when customers buy or players buy things or not, it's actually entirely up to the store. It's how the store brings the products to the players. I think it's not really the community leader's job, because it's not his business, and literally. It's more of a community thing, about a play event kind of thing. It's about where players meet players, and that's where it ends. Yeah, business is the store's issue. That's how I take it.
Yeah, I
like the extent.
James, Hammerhouse built by players for players, which is, I think this is absolutely true lah.
Yes.
And one of I wish more stores will adopt your position, Alex, where there's this position where, okay, the stores are supposed to be one that's pushing the sales. If you can somehow do it, then good for you. But I'm sure this is also, would it be fair to say that this is a tension for you, like, as players come in, then after they don't buy, and then is this something that is like weighing on you also, Alex?
It would definitely weigh on any merchant. The fact is, maybe I always question myself, am I not doing enough as a business to attract people to buy from us? So the fact is, Hammerhouse is a project that will always be improving. And I think if these things happen, I would always work on my marketing, for example, or maybe I'm appealing to the wrong demographics, for example. So I would try to churn a different messaging or appeal to customers to hopefully get them to buy. And that's how it works as a business.
I think people who follow us on social media will actually see the different things we are trying. For example, the recent video with one of our community people doing the shout out to not really unboxing, but shout out to what products we have, what new products we have, what products we stock. Yeah, that's one of the angle we are trying to increase our sales. Yeah, so we don't really rely on community leaders. Yes, community leaders, they build a community. They try to run events here with us our support. Yeah, but we don't burden them with the sales part, I would say.
I love it. Thank you so much for doing that. I kind of wish that now I'm also back. Now I got a newborn at home, so it's getting increasingly difficult for me to do any sort of community leadering. But in a way, I kind of wish that I was kind of back in the scene and working more closely with you guys. I think it would have just been so much joy. So we have Elector Countdown. What are store-wide discount 50% podcast special? Alex, I'm sure you have a special message for this fella. Please let us know.
Well, if I'm a store and I give 50% discount all the time, I think I will close really soon, man.
I think Hammerhouse don't give discount one, right?
Always best price, okay? Yeah. So no seasonality, but always best price. Can always buy anytime.
As best as we can.
From the start. Yeah.
Till the end. Best price really, why need discount some more, right? What's the
carousel mentality?
That's why. Low
can go lower?
Yeah,
no. That's why.
You can't do it. Okay? Best price now. Okay.
Yeah. But good value, whatever we sell. And also, we got exotic products. Yeah.
Pao not moving, he AFK. Are you AFK, Pao?
No. I'm not AFK. There's no keyboard in front of me.
Wow. Show them, Pao.
Huh? Show what? Show my
still here. Show your presence.
Brush Warrior has Bao gained weight. Wrong focus. Are we?
No, it's the camera issue. Really. Camera makes me
the camera
fat.
put on 10 pounds.
Anybody got more questions for Pao, please comment.
This is the one and only episode he's on. We might not know whether he'll come on in future.
Yeah.
Follow us, subscribe, and remember to comment. Then I'll come back again.
Wow, wow.
Wow.
Listen
Apao.
to the king of dwarves.
Hey, all the Dwarfling, remember to follow Hammerhouse.
Dwarfling.
Dwarfling.